This is a 2011 Jeep Liberty. It's got a problem with the driver's side brake getting hot. I'll do some infrared scans on it. This Jeep has 65,000 miles on it. It's a 2-mile run, no brakes applied. Two-mile run, brakes applied moderately. Emergency brake shoe part's cooler than the rotor part. That's 2 miles. Now with the rotors at 350 degrees or so, I got it on just a slight incline. Let's see if it's holding. Let's flip it into neutral. Apply the brake. Seems to be alright at 350 degrees. Heat it up some more and see if it stays put after releasing the brake. Put a jack underneath your differential and be sure not to hit your cover on the rear end. We'll jack this up and set it on jack stands on the axles next to the wheels. Take both wheels off of it. They're 19mm lug nuts. So I'm going to get in there and check the emergency brake shoes, take the rotors off of it. It's going to be a fight. I'm going to go ahead and replace this caliper on the back of this, both of them. Let's see what that's kind of hard to do, the fact it's been overheated a couple of times anyway. And it's pretty hard to push in. So I think we'll be in the target area to replace this caliper. We'll see if we can get some of them temperatures down. And probably get some slack in it. It's got a couple of 13mm bolts holding it on. I'm going to pull this rotor off and have a look at the emergency brake shoes. It's got these clips. You can open them up. I'll probably save a couple of them anyway. The rotor's pretty heavy. Open them up and recycle them. I don't think it needs all 4 of them on it, but we'll see. Took a 15mm wrench and stuck it on the banjo fitting pass-through bolt and broke it loose before I take the caliper bolts out. And I'm going to go up front here and loosen the reservoir cap. Just not take it off, just loosen it up. This takes DOTS free brake fluid. I'm going to let fluid run out of this. I'm going to put some new brake fluid through it, just in case it was moisture intrusion that caused this caliper to hang up. If you wanted to stop the fluid from coming out, you just put a prop rod on the brake pedal and push it down about 1.5 inches on the brake pedal, and it'll block the fluid from draining out back here. But I want to put new fluid through it, so I want it to drain out. Hopefully I don't have to make it drain out. I'll set a drain pan under it to catch the fluid. Once the reservoir gets down pretty good, I'll pour some new fluid in it and let it keep running out. Keep an eye on your master cylinder level. You really don't want it to run dry unless you want to bleed the whole system. I'll go ahead and take these. I'm going to take these 18mm bolts out of the caliper hanger. Check your slide pins for any binding. I'll take them apart and grease them as necessary. And the brake pads for not working in their slides pretty good. Ooh, you have been hot. This caliper looks like it's been pretty hot too. Notice a different color in line with the pads. Check the pads for binding. This rotor's kind of stuck on there. I put a steel spacer between the dust plate and this suspension bolt, and a chisel between the rotor and that steel backing plate. I put a little load on the rotor, now I can tap on it to get it broken loose from the center hub area. And I sprayed some penetrating oil on it a little while ago. Did its job well, no damage to nothing. Hopefully the shoes aren't holding it. Let's check them. I got the hub moving, but it's still not wanting to come off. May have to pull an emergency brake cable to settle it down, or then adjust them. I'm going to go ahead and pop this plug out to get to the emergency brake adjuster wheel. Emergency brake shoe adjuster wheel. And that's in there somewhere. Be sure not to damage your sensor in any fashion. I'm going to have to adjust the brake shoes to get this drum off. Simple screwdriver in there, pointed at a 45 to catch the starter wheel, and get out over top of it facing the front and pull it forward. I'm actually getting ahead of this in front of the starter wheel, catching the side of it and spinning it to the back. In, pull, in, pull, in, all the way to the back over top of the axle at a 45. Catch the starter wheel, it's in there. The shoes are completely unadjusted, it's still stuck on there. Make sure your emergency brake cable is bottomed out and not applying. Should be relatively loose, I guess. Nothing's really stuck on there. As far as I know, all the adjustments out of it. I got the drum back far enough to use a screwdriver against the shoe to walk it out. Especially if you're trying to save the shoes or anything. Help it along. Go around the back and do the same thing. This bag should be ready to do it. That's nice. The speed sensor's got any junk stuck to it. Clean it off if it needs to. And that starter's fully unadjusted and it's still biting on pretty good. But the shoes are still alive. Check and see if they're loose or anything. Uh-oh. That's not a real good thing. Well, he needs shoes and a rotor put on him. Spring kit. That's for the driver's side. The adjustment to release the star wheel. Yeah, for the passenger side. Be sure your emergency brake's released. Or at least working. The cable's on it. This side did come off easier than the other side. The rotor's still rotten. In the drum. And the brake shoes laying in the drum. The skin is. That's nice. Now this one, on the passenger side, I'd take the screwdriver in from the bottom and get on top of it and pull the star wheel. It's fully unadjusted. That's to adjust it. That's to unadjust it. Going in from behind, get on top of it, and pull it backwards. Pull it down. And that'll get your drum off, but like I say, this shoe's boned. This rotor, the pads are a lot better on this side. The caliper wasn't hanging up, cooking them. They're not split either. And check your slides, make sure they're not super loose, but not hanging up either. Check for up and down movement. It should be just a little bit, not too much. Now, procedure is, for some reason, they want you to remove the axle to change these shoes, but I don't think that'll be necessary. Check the speed sensor for rust. Take an air hose to it if needed. That's nice. This caliper's not as discolored as the other side is.